Introduction to Economics. At the end of this presentation, you are expected to define the terms economics, macroeconomics, and microeconomics, understand the significance of economics, identify the components of economics, goods and services, describe the many types of items according to the intended usage, the purpose and the availability, identify the underlying economic issues. Many people lack a basic understanding of economics in practically every way. Economic activities are a necessary component of people's lives throughout their life. Everyone makes economic decisions, big or small, because just a few people become wealthy. It is safe to assume that they are the only ones who made sound financial judgments. Individuals should be concerned about economics. But organizations and institutions, including the government, should be as well. Clearly, having a good understanding of economics opens up a lot of doors. It instructs us on how to make a living, how to spend our money wisely, how to run a business, how to effectively allocate our limited resources, and how to maximize profits and customer happiness, among other things. Meaning of economics. Various writers have given us their share of the definitions of economics. Bingham et al. Define economics as a social science concerned with using scarce resources to obtain the maximum satisfaction of the unlimited material wants of society. According to Fajardo, is the proper allocation and utilization of resources, especially available scarce resources, to maximize their benefits for the satisfaction of people. Guzman defines economics as a science that deals with the efficient uses of scarce resources in order to satisfy the needs and wants of the people. To Samuelson and Nordhaus, economics is the study of how societies use scarce resources to produce valuable commodities and distribute them among different people. To Parkin and Bates, economics is the study of how people use their limited resources to try to satisfy unlimited wants. What the definitions indicate. The definitions point out two important factors: scarce resources and unlimited wants of people. They represent two opposing realities, i.e., resources are just not enough to satisfy people since wants are unlimited and resources are limited. Since this is so, the concern will now be focused on how these resources will be used to satisfy wants to the highest degree possible. The definitions by the economists agree on all three aspects: scarce resources, unlimited wants, and maximum satisfaction. The nature of economic choice, since wants are unlimited and the resources needed to satisfy those wants are limited. The economic society is faced with making a choice on which of these wants must be satisfied. The real problem, therefore, is scarcity. Scarcity may be defined as the imbalance between our desires and the means of satisfying those desires. Scarcity is a common problem faced by poor and rich societies. No society is so rich to satisfy all wants of its people. The economic resources, often referred to as the means of production. The four resources are: land. It is one of the factors of production which include land used for agricultural or industrial purposes, as well as natural resources taken from above or below the soil. Natural resources consist of energy resources like fossil fuel and geothermal emissions. Non-energy resources like gold, diamond, and limestone, air and water, and many others. Labor. Labor refers to that basic factor of production which are productive services embodied in human physical effort, skill, intellectual powers, and others. It consists of human time spent in production, like driving buses, feeding cattle, singing in nightclubs, acting in movies, or repairing household appliances. Capital. The third basic factor of production, which is capital, refers to durable goods produced in order to produce other goods. It consists of buildings, plant and machinery, roads, computers, ships, electric guitars, tennis ball, etc. Entrepreneurial ability. Land, labor, and capital will remain as they are until someone taps them to produce the required goods and services. Actual production needs the ability of an entrepreneur to decide on and implement the right combination of the first three factors of production. The entrepreneur performs the following functions. He organizes production by combining land, labor, and capital to make goods and services. He makes business decisions by determining what goods or services to produce and how to produce them. He bears the risk of his business decisions. He must suffer the consequence of loss if he fails. But in the same light, he must reap the profits as a reward if he succeeds. He innovates by introducing new products, new technology, and new ways of organizing business. Divisions of economics. The study of economics is divided into two types. Microeconomics. Microeconomics deals with the economic behavior of individual units such as consumers, firms, and the owners of the factors of production. Such specific economic units constitute a very small segment of the whole economy. For example, the price of rice, the number of workers of certain company, the income of an individual, the expenditures of a firm, etc. Macroeconomics. Macroeconomics deals with the economic behavior of the whole economy, or its aggregates such as government, business, and household. An aggregate is composed of individual units. The operations of the various aggregates and their interrelationships are analyzed to provide a profile of the economy as a whole. Macroeconomics is concerned with the discussion of topics like gross national product, level of employment, national income, general level of prices, total expenditures, etc. Concepts of economics. The field of economics is divided into 5 parts as follows. Wealth refers to any property and assets of a person that have a useful value such as real estate, money, stocks, and the like. Production is the creation of raw materials into finished products to satisfy human wants. Exchange is the process of trading goods and services for money. Distribution deals with the allocation of the social or national income among the different factors of production such as land, labor, capital, and the entrepreneur. Consumption refers to the utilization of goods and services by any individual to satisfy human wants. The fundamental economic problems. It is a fact that there is really a scarcity of our economic resources. Scarcity is a condition wherein there are more needs and wants than available resources, and this is one of our basic economic problems. If our economic resources are not sufficient, decisions must be made as to the following. What are the goods and services to be produced? How are the goods and services to be produced? How much goods and services to be produced? For whom are the goods and services to be produced? Decisions on what and how much to produce. Human society must come up with answers to the following questions. Which goods or services must be produced? Out of the many possibilities, shall we produce rice or weapons? If we decide on rice, shall it be limited quantity of high quality or low quality rice? Shall it be many consumer goods like bread or many producer goods like bakery equipment? Shall we produce many financing institutions or many vegetable farms? Decisions on how goods and services shall be produced. Society must also make decisions on how the goods and services shall be produced. Who shall produce them? What resources and technology must be used? Who will be soldiers and who will be clerks? Will the educational system consist of government schools alone or a combination of public and private schools? What types of organizations shall produce goods and services? Will they be privately owned or publicly owned? Decisions on how the goods and services shall be distributed. The society must also resolve the issue of who shall consume the goods and services produced, who benefits from the results of economic activities. How shall the goods be distributed? Shall we have a society of a few rich people and many poor people? Shall we have high-salaried managers and low-salaried workers, or vice versa?